Praj Industries, that's the one stock which is in focus, given that the Global Biofuel Alliance got launched on the sidelines of the G20 summit. So let's try and understand what exactly does this really mean. Shishir Joshipura, the MD and CEO at Praj Industries, joins in on the show right now to help us understand exactly that. Shishir, great to have you on the show today. Thank you so much. Now, the Prime Minister has in the G20 summit launched the GBA and has also invited all the countries, all other countries that is, to join this particular initiative. How are you reading into this development?
I think this is one of the most important development that has taken place in recent times, inviting a global forum for Biofuel Alliance. And if you would recall, there was a similar success story of International Solar Alliance. And I think the time has come for us, India, to take lead. And that's what is happening under the G20 program. India, United States, Brazil, and 19 other countries have come together to form a Global Biofuel Alliance. And I think this is a very, very significant move, because this means that we are now actually saying that biofuels have a very, very important role to play across the global economies to ensure sustainable development as we go forward in future.
Specifically, what does this mean for the biofuel industry back home and for Praj Industries in particular?
Well, what it fundamentally says is that this is an invitation, and if you read through the details, you will see that this is a program that calls of inclusive growth for inviting global South to join this journey of biofuels and bioeconomy at large. And what it means is that the countries like India, United States, and Brazil, who are the current leaders in adoption of biofuels in their economies, are actually telling the rest of the world that come join this journey with us. And that fundamentally, and we will make available the technology, the policy directives, the initiatives, the market mechanisms, the how do we develop the whole ecosystem. So there's a whole host of offerings that can go out of these countries to the rest of the world. Specifically to India, we are a leader. As you are all aware, there's an absolute benchmark program that the government launched about EBP20 that we are rolling out to ensure 20% of ethanol blending by 2025. And that means, and that's a program that is well on its way to success. We are way ahead of our milestone that we had put for ourselves. And the world is watching as to how a country like India, in a short period of time, through a very structured policy intervention and through a market mechanism, actually transform the whole economy of its energy and its energy basket. This has also meant that companies like ours, Praj, which is already we have already a very, very large international footprint, over 1,000 installations in 100 countries.
Right. Morning. Now, 35% of the order intake in the quarter gone by was from the export market. Now, with this global focus on ethanol blending, how are you expecting the export market to evolve?
Clearly see that this initiative will create a pathway for us, a very, very constructive dialogue with several countries, where it is possible for those countries to emulate what India did and actually benefit from that, because biofuels have multifaceted benefits for the society. From the social angle, it creates jobs in rural areas. From the economic angle, because obviously it creates a lot of wealth in the country. Especially if you're an energy importing country, it makes immense sense to produce your own energy. So dimensions of energy security, energy independence, all of these come together. And above all of this, biofuels are very green in the sense that you actually also abate the greenhouse gas emission compared to what you do today. So this is a very, very positive development. And as we are enabled with under the GBA platform, and when the industry is invited to participate, and I'm sure that will happen pretty soon, we will be able to contribute in terms of what we are able to do and how we can help the other countries also transit to this. And obviously, when that happens, they would like to produce this fuel locally, and that would augur well for our business.
Sure. Shishir, over the longer term, the transition towards cleaner forms of energy is the only sustainable way to grow. And Praj is a player on that. What is the long-term growth roadmap that you have in mind, and what are your own expansion plans then?
We clearly see the whole phenomena of energy transition and adoption of biofuels as a very major movement. And with GBA, it will get further boost. you mentioned about 35% of our order book last quarter being export oriented, and we can only expect that to start changing in the positive direction forward. We have a very significant position in several markets of the world, Latin America, South Africa, Southeast Asia, Europe, even increasingly now in America and now also in Brazil. So we expect that we will be able to further strengthen our offerings, our presence in those markets, and we will also be able to create a right ecosystem and be a dialogue, part of the dialogue that goes into building the ecosystems. We are already part of several dialogues in several countries, and we believe that this dialogue is essential to start this journey of adoption for biofuels. We have seen that happens in market after market. We have seen some very positive results that happen to us in several markets of the world where this kind of a dialogue was initiated. And I think under GBA now, we will be able to do this on a very structured basis. So this is extremely positive for our business.
Appreciate your time. Thank you so much for telling us the significant opportunities as this opens up, your expansion plans and business outlook.